make sure that we are okay. So we are live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Let me go ahead and invite some people in the chat. Make sure everybody is in here. Make sure everybody is in here. What's going on? Long time no see. I ain't seen y'all in a minute. We was on a little vacation. You know what I'm saying? Went out for a little bit, but now we're back. Don't mind these sounds. I'm just dropping these links for anybody I'm tapped into. Almost done dropping these links everywhere I need them to go. But hey, man, your boy Trump has freed Larry Hoover. And well, I don't say he freed, he pardoned Larry Hoover and also pardoned NBA YoungBoy. And right now, looks like the hip hop community, the Chicago community, the gangster and the gang community is just elated right now. It seems like they're hyped. Peace, Carl Taway, he's in the building. Peace, what's up? Long time no see, my boy. But yeah, man, Trump, he did it. He did it. I mean, I didn't think Larry Hoover was going to be pardoned at any point of Trump's presidency or just anytime soon. Now, obviously, I think he still has a state case that's going on. So just because you've been pardoned, I don't know if that definitely means that you can, if you've been federally pardoned, does that be state? Does it supersede? I don't know what that means technically. But right now, NBA YoungBoy, he has released a statement. I don't know if Larry Hoover released a statement, but we have some Rolling Stone articles, some ABC articles. We're going to go over the press readings right now. So if you guys would give me a moment, we are going to be on, this is what we use, quality bin. Hold on, let me see. Yeah. All right, cool. I just had to make sure I check something real quick. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Share screen so we can read this to you as a family. What's up, everybody on TikTok? This is my first day streaming on TikTok. So it says President Trump,
most notorious criminals in Illinois history. But in recent years, his attorney argued that Hoover, now in his mid-70s, had been rehabilitated. And that argument apparently resonated with President Trump, who this afternoon commuted Hoover's multiple federal life sentences. He still faces the remainder, though, of a 200-year state sentence for a 1973 Chicago murder. While in prison for that murder, federal prosecutors say Hoover, one of the founders of the Chicago Gangster Disciples, continued to oversee that gang. Prosecutors say he was an organizational genius and ordered murders, beatings, and drug deals while behind bars. He was convicted in 1997 and sentenced to 6 life sentences in connection with those federal charges. And the former lead prosecutor in his federal case told us he's disappointed Hoover has received clemency.
I believe in redemption. I believe in rehabilitation. I believe in mercy. There are some crimes that are so heinous, so notorious, that they're not deserving of mercy.
We are thrilled to see some action and a move in the right direction for a man who has been literally buried deep in hell on earth for the last 30 years and has nonetheless rehabilitated himself and should have been released a long time ago.
As I mentioned, Hoover still faces the remainder of a hefty sentence and a state murder conviction. He would likely at some point be transferred to a prison in Illinois from the notorious Supermax prison in Colorado, where he's currently behind bars.
All right.
You might have heard him going through a little upgrade.
This real quick. All right. So, like I said, man, he's been pardoned, but at the same time, he still faces the remainder of a 200-year sentence right now, a 200-year sentence. A state sentence, not a federal sentence, but a state sentence for a 1973 Chicago murder while in prison. For that murder, federal prosecutor said Hoover, one of the founders of the Chicago Gangster Disciples, continued to oversee the gang. They even had him in like solitary confinement. He hasn't been able to speak to his family for like 20, 30 years, something like that. Prosecutors say that he was an organizational genius and ordered murders, beatings, and drug deals while behind bars. He was convicted in 1997 and sentenced to 6 life sentences in connection to those federal charges and the former lead prosecutor in the federal case. I mean, I understand the prosecutor has to do his job, but like, how long do you have to keep somebody locked up? Is Larry Hoover, allegedly some giant gang leader or something? Is he like running around Let me read this. The Silk Road guy. Yeah. Ain't that rehabilitated about Silk Road? Well, like I said, I'm not here to say, hey, Larry Hoover should be freed. I'm not here to say Larry Hoover should be locked up. I'm not really tripping on Larry Hoover right now. That's not a big deal to me. It's not like I don't think we need to march or do anything. But I will say Larry Hoover, YoungBoy free. Watch for the okie doke. Watch for like maybe them to try to get like Derek Chauvin free, or some of these white racists who have done things to the Black community on behalf of white supremacy. So I think we do have to be cognizant of, as the hip hop community trying to come out here and celebrate this, like, oh, Trump's one of us. Oh, Trump's hip hop. Oh, Trump's looking out for the Blacks. Trump's doing this, Trump doing that. Okay, Larry Hoover's, that's dope. Would you classify him as like a political prisoner? I don't know if Larry Hoover fits that description as a political prisoner. I don't know if Larry Hoover fits that description as somebody that deserves to get out. I don't know his rehabilitation process. He's been in solitary confinement for years. So what is his mental mind state coming and reassimilating back to real life? I think these are real conversations. I mean, people want to celebrate, do this, do that. But you guys turned your backs on Big Meech right when 50 Cent said something. You know what I'm saying? Like, people wasn't waiting to see if Big Meech was holding down. People didn't, you know what I'm saying, put money in Meech's pockets. Like I said, dog, you celebrate a lot of these niggas until they come home. Then you switch up. Alpo, y'all was talking crazy about Alpo. Then he came home and then niggas start switching up. So my thing is, just because somebody gets out, you can celebrate them online, but are you guys going to do anything tangible to assist in a rehabilitation? Are you guys going to put them in certain positions to where they can help their community, give back to the community, instead of trying to be the first one to go viral and be like, oh, Larry Hoover this, Larry Hoover that? Because they said Meech was a rat, and that's true. They said Meech was a rat. But for as much, you know, rioting everybody was doing on Big Meech for the last 20 years, you would think Big Meech would have to get some type of benefit of the doubt. You would think Big Meech has to get some type of you know, some grace, or some people to put some hard paperwork forth, or something to actually come out outside of, you know, people have talked. I feel like there has been legitimate documents or things with Big Meech. I have not 1090 Jake, but like I said before, we love to celebrate these people while they're locked up, and then when they come home, do we keep that same energy? When they come home, do we still hold them to the high regard that everybody was holding to before this started? That's one of my main things that we're talking about. It just kind of just doesn't make sense to me. It was a rat marketing campaign. On most campaigns, marketing is greatly based on truth. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's easy to say that. I understand what you guys are saying when it comes down to him being a rat, and him probably, as far as Big Meech. When I talk about Larry Hoover, the things he did. Okay, so if you're a member of the Gangster Disciples, right? All the genocide and murders and killings that's been going on in Chicago, especially establishing his gang. Why are we praising him, or like a Big Meech? Why haven't we had any type of like political prisoners freed? You know what I'm saying? There's a ton of political prisoners, like Mutulu Shakur, I think, who passed away soon. Asada Shakur, I think she's still in Cuba somewhere as like an escaped felon or fugitive. So what I'm saying is, there's a lot more people who have laid things down on the line for Black liberation to get pardoned or to be freed, and freeing drug dealers or criminal rappers, I think, is literally kind of counterproductive. And for all of us to be coming out here celebrating people who have etched their names in the history books for degeneracy, I don't see why everybody's rushing out to celebrate this. And pardoning these people in the same way is the same way the left used a lot of the hip hop girlies and Beyonce to pander to the left. They're going to use hip hop to pander to the right. And I don't see how everybody doesn't see that point. I don't see how everybody doesn't see that that is something that is definitely can happen, is possibly going to happen. And there's a bigger picture to this. We have a pro-crime culture, unfortunately. You have a great point. Chicago isn't genocide. Gaza's genocide. Chicago is family feuds. I don't want to hear anything about family, because there's nothing family about the killing. There's nothing family about running down on your ops. There's nothing family about King Von being romanticized, even though he was a serial killer. What's popping? Trevor Jackson in the building, man. I like to see what you're doing your platform, Trevor. That shit looks nice. I like the thumbnails, like the headlines, like everything you're doing. We definitely got to link up when I get done with this live stream. For sure, man. We got a lot of people right now so far. Let me see. We got 36 people in total. We got like 31 from X, 5 on YouTube. And I got about like 2 people on TikTok. This is my first day going live on TikTok. Matter of fact, so show some love to that platform. And we got somebody to add on stage. What is going on? Bash 215. What's popping, man? Hold on, got it. Let me unmute your mic if you can.
My bad, bro. It's two-tone, bro.
What's popping? Two-tone, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's that word?
Man, we chilling, big homie. We chilling, man. They done released the demons home, man. YoungBoy, Larry Hoover. I ain't never think it was the day Larry Hoover was gonna get out, man.
That boy Trump did that. That's crazy.
What's your thoughts on Trump letting these guys go? Like Larry Hoover, you know, one of the most instrumental gang leaders in American culture. We got NBA YoungBoy, probably the most influential rapper to kids age of like 25 and under. What do you think about all this right now? Like first impressions of the news?
It's like, wow, man. Like, is this I'm trying to think, is this a play by Trump administration? I'm not sure. So I'm trying to like piece it together. Where it like, is it to grab the youth? You know what I mean? The black vote. So I don't know, man. I'm intrigued by it. I'm gonna read up more on it, but I'm like, yeah, this might be a play, but I don't mind. Add up, man. Shout out to Larry Hoover. Shout out to YoungBoy. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. Because like I said, I've been to jail a few times, and you know, the minute I go in, I'm ready to get out. So I can't imagine being locked up. I think he's been locked up since like 1973 or something. I can't imagine being locked up like longer than some people have lived and died on this planet. I can't imagine being locked up for so long. Like I'm literally aging in, you know, real time in a jail cell, not be able to see my family, not be able to progress, not be able to right my wrongs, not be able to, not only, yeah, I can repent for my sins, but how can I be really rehabilitated if I don't have the opportunity to? And did they throw the book at me without really trying to help me or use my influence for good? I think these things are real conversations, and these are tough questions. Salute Two-Tone for tapping in. Salute Two-Tone for dropping, you know, his thoughts on the situation. Like I said, anybody else wants to hop on? Let me see, invite guests. Anybody else wants to hop on? I will drop the link in the chat. We got 41 people in here in total. Salute everybody. I'm happy, you know what I'm saying? I came back from vacation. Everybody rocking with me. I'm probably going to be doing, like I said, I'm trying to do a stream every day this summer, like a summer stream, getting it popping. Yeah, 52 years. 52 years. Like I said, I knew it was like he been locked up as long as like hip hop was invented, dog. Like he ain't been out for no goddamn Cool Herc. He ain't been out for no damn LL Cool J. He ain't been out for no Pac, no Biggie. Like he has lived the movie life. If anybody's seen that movie Life, it seems like this nigga has lived it in real time. It is crazy. Do I feel like he should come home? Like I said, for somebody who has been to jail before, it's really, really, really a point where you want to get the hell out the minute you go in there. So like I said, I can only imagine the psychological toll being locked up for over half a century and trying to assimilate. And then even when people say, oh, his influence, he can do this, he can do that. Respectfully, how much influence and how much wisdom does somebody who's been rotting in a prison cell for 52 years have to offer? Like, what is that person going to say? Like, can they even like communicate amongst regular humans? Like I said, he's been in solitary confinement for a very, 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 very long time. So we do have some other things. Let me go ahead and share my screen right here, because we definitely got Kanye was calling for this like 7 years ago. So finally, you know, Kanye was probably one of the main ones who spoke up for Larry Hoover. So let me
and also Larry, morning, we have to instate mental health and art programs back into the city. So those are and also Larry Hoover is an example of a man that was turning his life around. And as soon as he tried to turn his life around, they hit him with 6 life sentences. So I believe you say don't tear down the statues. Larry Hoover is a living statue. He's a beacon for us that needs to see his family, that needs to go out and represent. When you have a block leader on every single block they can own the block as their own. That's something I learned from Jim Brown, from America Can. We need to put curriculums for people who really came from the streets, not people who are just trying to set us up to go into a work system or prison system that applies.
Let's play that back. Let's play that back.
On every single block that needs to go out and represent. When you have a block leader on every single block, they can own the block as their own. That's something I learned from Jim Brown, from America Can. We need to put curriculums for people who really came from the streets, not people who are just trying to set us up to go into a work system or prison system that applies to what people are really going through, which Jim Brown has created.
What about gun violence, with all the debate about the Second Amendment going on?
The problem is illegal guns. Illegal guns is the problem, not legal guns. We have the right to bear arms.
All right, so salute to Kanye when he kind of had his mind all the way wrapped kind of tight. And it's crazy to say for a lot of people 7 years ago that Kanye had his head wrapped on tighter than it is now. So it's just funny to see the full circle. But what he said was right when it comes down to jobs. We don't need people from other places coming into the hoods and trying to tell people in the hood what's the best way for them to get out, what's the best jobs. In a sense, respectfully, we need people who are from there that can kind of bridge that gap. And I love when the person asks about gun violence, aka black on black violence, and Kanye was very pointed to say it's not about guns, it's about illegal guns, it's about illegal firearms and the use of illegal firearms in an unlawful way. You know, we're not going to take away gun rights. We have a Second Amendment, but we have to take away the conditions that causes the level of violence. We have to take away the conditions that people don't or can't go to work or get a livable wage, where they have to go to alternative routes to feed their families, or just aren't in the right places to kind of manifest their full potential. I'm going to read a few of these comments. 52 years mean he can't cook for shit and has to be told when to shit. Yeah, Black McBain, that's kind of a good point. You know, it's kind of a good point. That's what I've been thinking about. They drain the fight and bite and then send them home. Look at Meech. Facts. That's what I'm saying. That's why I always try to implore you, dude. If you like past, like me, I'm past age 30. You pass the age 30, bro, you gotta continue to work out. You gotta continue. I won't say like stay mad, but you gotta stay hyped. You gotta stay energized. You gotta stay in shape. You like look at my mentor Star. One thing I give a props to my mentor Star, my older brother David, is like they age, but they're not looking their age, not showing their age. Like you still have to have a level of energy. Like she says, they drain the fight and the bite out you, then send you home neutered with your canine teeth taken out and expect you to do something, man. Like we can't be doing this. Salute to Carl Tway again. Salute to I command you to heal. Love that name, man. First, FBJ, what the interview worth going to get it first? Man, Larry Hoover. Who would I love to see Larry Hoover sit with? He Club Shay Shay. We should definitely see Larry Hoover with Shannon Sharp. Now I'm playing. Club Shay Shay definitely the platform. That's a good question. I don't want to see him on Vlad. I don't want to see him on Joe Budden. You know who I want to see Larry Hoover talk to? You know what will be the Larry Hoover conversation we need to have first interview? We need to have Larry Hoover sit down with Minister Farrakhan, or he needs to sit down with that other light-skinned brother who does a lot of talking for the Nation of Islam and the Fruit of Islam. I would love to see the Nation of Islam, the Fruit of Islam, and Larry Hoover have a conversation. I would love to see them link up, share ideas, and just see Farrakhan and Larry Hoover in the same room, exchanging ideas, exchanging energy, transferring that Black love, showing a level of unity from the gangs to religion. I think the most important interview is if Larry Hoover sat down. Like I said, I forgot the fair-skinned brother's name, but if him or Farrakhan sat next to him, I don't want to see Tariq Nasheed. I don't want to see Yvette Carnell. I don't want to see Umar Johnson. I don't want to see Joe Budden. I don't want to see Cameron, not Vlad, not Art of Dialogue, none of these platforms. If he's going to come to speak, I want to see it in a legitimate way that can invoke something deeper inside of the Black community in America. Going through some of these comments, Kanye trying to set up a system for when he eventually ends up doing something wild and goes to prison. I can't say that. The only reason why I can't say that because he had the Free Larry Hoover concert. Kanye West really been the main one pushing this Free Larry Hoover situation. So I got to give Kanye his props. I mean, we can talk about Kanye, we can diss him all day, but you got to give Ye his props for being early on it, for being one of the rappers that spoke up, was able to use his power to get to the highest office in the land and to actually have the president's ear for something positive that the community, a certain segment of the community wanted. So at the end of the day, we got to give Kanye props. The dead clock can be right twice a day, but I'm not going to sit here and bash Ye for anything. I'm going to just give him his props for the props is due. Art of Dialogue, but you know, bro is institutionalized. He'll go to Vladimir Television. Man, I can. Now, I will say Vlad does a good job with chronicalizing things when he talks to gang members and former inmates. So I give Vlad those props, but I think certain things, I'm not saying he shouldn't sit down with Vlad, but if Larry Hoover is as big as people proclaim him to be, I think this should be a sit down, full style interview with somebody powerful and Black, to where the conversation won't go down a lower vibrational tone of celebrating gang culture, trying to see what was your gang heydays, trying to get prison war stories, tell me how hard it was in there. I think we should have a conversation where he's being uplifted, a conversation where he's being exalted, a conversation where he's being loved on by our community. He's being granted with open arms. And I want the conversation for him not to be pressured on like, okay, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do this? What are your leadership? I think the conversation needs to be like, when you have that family member who you haven't seen in years, when you have that family member who just got out of the pen, the first day you see them, you don't have a conversation about, okay, what are you going to do now that you're out? It's a lot of hugs. It's a lot of crying. It's a lot of affirmations. It's a lot of positive feedback. And we can get into the sensationalism of Larry Hoover and the life that he lived 52 years ago later. But I think his first appearance needs to be something that preserves the light he has on him. And because I don't want to see the same thing happen to him that happened to Meech or other people who got out and the Black community, hip hop community, street community just switched up on him. So Kanye brain is potato. Okay, so y'all, we talking in comments. We talking in comments and readings. Kanye scrambled eggs. He let too many entities in. They snapped his oil and anointing. I can see that. I can see that. I'm not going to argue with that. I would just say that the speech we just watched was from 7 years ago. So to hear Kanye speak 7 years ago and everybody thought he was crazy, and hear him talk now, he sounds very more sharp and very much more sane 7 years ago than he does now. So I do agree with that point. And left him with the Diddy oil. Hey man, I don't know where we got on. I guess we left Kanye with the Diddy oil. Hey man, what Armand Wiggins be saying? More oil, more oil, more oil, more oil. That shit is crazy. Armand Wiggins with the more oil shit is undefeated. RZA Islam, bro, with the tattooed Obama fade. No, I didn't say RZA Islam. I can't think of his name, but it's not RZA Islam. It's another light-skinned brother. He's a little higher up in age. He's fair-skinned because you know the nation loves a fair-skinned brother. So it's somebody from the nation. They're speaking. Usually I forgot his name, but he should definitely be the one. Shakiri in the building. One of my mods. Don't be talking crazy. Shakiri will pack you up out of here like it's a go play. On my mama, she will. But Shakiri said Farrakhan be fire. Yeah, you see a vision, Shakiri. Farrakhan will be powerful. It'll be fire. It will be high vibrational. And I think it will trigger something, even if it's temporarily. I think we need to see that type of Black pride and that type of Black unity, especially from somewhere like Chicago. So I think that definitely. Nuri Muhammad, yes. Thank you, Trevor Jackson. Nuri Muhammad. That's who I would love to see sit down with Mr. Not Mr. Farrakhan, but sit down with Larry Hoover and have that conversation. I really do think Nuri Muhammad, because see, Farrakhan, he's older and he speaks a little slower. So I would still like to see Farrakhan there, but Nuri Muhammad, I think, is of age to where he is a lot sharper. He is more concise when he says things. The speed and the tempo of his speech keeps you engaged. So I would definitely like Nuri Muhammad to have that first interview with Larry Hoover. Larry would have been forgotten if it was for Ye. Shakiri, I'm right with you. I don't think he would have got out if it wasn't for Ye. For the Free Larry Hoover benefit concert with Drake was monumental. Him going up to Trump's office, and I think that was monumental. I think what he's done for the Larry Hoover movement in the last 9 years has been huge. Him coming from Chicago, him repping that, him putting that, carrying that on his back, even for temporarily. You got to give Drake props because Drake did perform at the Free Larry Hoover concert, benefit concert. So I really do appreciate the both of them. For as much as we hear about hip hop beefs, people getting shot, people getting spun on, to see the two most powerful rappers at that time come together for a benefit to help Larry Hoover's case. And for 4 years later, no matter where they have went, no matter where their careers have, to see that Larry Hoover is freed based off of the efforts of rappers at the top of their game who didn't go towards the distraction at that time, but actually put forth a collaborative effort for something good for their community. I think that might be one of the greatest accomplishments in hip hop history, to see it translate over to something political, something that the Black community hasn't been able to break through for over 54 years. But that's the power of hip hop. And that is what makes hip hop dangerous to the greater society, because hip hop has a reach where we can get prisoners out. Hip hop has a reach that usurps a lot of the racism and a lot of supremacy if you get the right ear. And that's why you see hip hop in such a degenerative phase, because if anybody has a brain, if anybody has any type of will, values, morals, and honor, you might do what Kanye did. You might even do what Drake did. You might have a glitch in the matrix where a nigga will stop beefing for 5 minutes, give love to Hoover, and you can get back to beefing. But I think that was one of the main, most important things we did see. Love on sounds gay as fuck when you start saying this. No, because everybody deserves, not listen, Black and Bane. I know, we can laugh and be paused, but everybody deserves to be loved on, especially if you have came out of prison, if you came out of incarceration, you need to be loved on. When's the last time you got a hug by a loved one? When's the last time you actually was able to express emotion, emotional joy, emotional pain? He probably does not even know how to, because he had to become somebody inside of there. So, I just don't take lightly somebody being locked up for over half a century and the things that he may need. Like I said, Nur Muhammad, that would be definitely dope. Armand, listen, I'm about to watch Armand later. I mean, I went live and I said Armand was live. I'm like, oh shit. Everybody, we talking about Diddy coverage, just want to give a salute. If you want to talk about who has the best Diddy coverage out of everybody, to me is Armand Wiggins, man. Armand Wiggins is crushing it. The theatrics, and I think because he is a part of the gay community, Armand Wiggins is able to dive deeper, pause in these conversations. I think he's able to have the conversation about Diddy and his questionable behavior without pauses, without any type of hesitation. And like I said, the way he presents the story, the dramaticism, the way he can read out what he's wrote down, he's a terrific note taker. And like I said, every time we have, they talk about Diddy, at the end of the day, every day I'm waiting. I got Armand Wiggins notifications on, because he breaks the case down better than anybody else in Black media. So salute to him. Trevor Jackson. Yeah, man, Trevor Jackson, I'm keeping a buck, man. I'm not going to be on here like most niggas talking about. We're going to have a parade. We're going to have the chickens, you know what I'm saying? They let, the GDs and the dough. We ain't doing all that right now, man. I think this is a higher situation, especially Lil Durk locked up. I think this is a situation where we need to actually put down the ignorance, because so many people been talking about Free Larry Hoover, this Free Larry Hoover, that Free Larry. Okay, so now Larry Hoover has the greatest possibility in our lifetime to be free, and Larry Hoover has the greatest possibility in our lifetime to actually make an impact in our community. Let's take this time and do what's best and put our best foot forward and put our most brightest ideas on and put the most tangible things around this man, so we can hold him up in the light that the hip hop community and gang community has exalted him in. Maybe letting Larry Hoover out. Let's see if we can attach him to some of the gang leaders in Chicago and across the nation to see if he can quell some of this gang violence, if we can stop the gang violence, if we can organize the gangs in a positive way that's going to benefit the Black community in the long term. Like, if Larry Hoover is such a dangerous tool that they kept him away for over half a century, let's prove how dangerous he is in the right way and use his talents and use his influence for something positive. Because if we don't, then the next person gets locked up. We can't advocate for him. The next person gets locked up. They're going to always plant Larry Hoover to see, we let him out, and look what you guys did with it. It's just a prop. It's just a point. Half century prison is crazy. I'm telling you, man. He probably got like 3 boyfriends in there. It's crazy. Yeah, hey, Shakiri, come on. More oil. Shakiri, listen, man. I'm about to get the kiddie pool filled up with hot baby oil Astroglide for my bitches, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie. Diddy is remixing the freak off. Diddy is remixing Freaky Night in bedrooms across the nation. So, as much as this case is serious, Diddy is once again pioneering and innovating things we didn't know need to be pioneered and innovated. Ticket TV got this. Okay, I'm gonna check out Ticket TV for sure. Checking out Ticket TV. Armand Wiggins is gay, super gay. Armand Wiggins is the gayest, one of the gayest niggas you're gonna see out here, bro. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. He is very professional. He is very pointed. He's very sharp on his information. And I don't care what you are. If you are great at what you do, I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna tune in. So Armand Wiggins be going crazy. Is that no, man? Hell no, man. Black McBain, take a break, man. Black McBain, you gotta chill out. We're not going to do anything. People continue to show that they're all talk, no action. We're gonna see. I'm not saying I have hope for that we're gonna do the right thing, but I am optimistic. I do have a positive outlook on what Larry Hoover's life can be if he does get out of prison. We try organizing the gangs for a purpose. The only thing we've seen work is dismantling the hoods and moving to the burbs, getting tech industry jobs. I hear you. They did tear down a lot in Chicago, but I still think that if Larry Hoover is what the white supremacist organization think he is, and if Larry Hoover is who the black community exalts him to be, then we should have to prove it. We should have to prove how influential he is in a positive way. We should have to prove that, okay, we do have checks and balances. We do have OGs we respect. So I think locking up Larry Hoover kind of started the not respecting OGs from the 70s to the 80s to 90s to now. Like, people don't respect OGs. And I think Larry Hoover being out 100%, I think that is going to be a good barometer test on the black community. And if we actually do respect not only our elders, but people who come out and want to rehabilitate with influence. 3 boyfriends. Wow. Hey, come on, Rob. This nigga been locked up since 1973. You ain't telling me he ain't pinched some booty cheeks in there, man. I'm not saying he has. All I'm saying is Larry Hoover been locked up more than half a century. I don't know the last time he touched a woman in that motherfucker. I ain't judging him. I'm just calling the thing a thing. I'm just saying what it is to Larry Hoover. Hopefully, if he does get home, the first thing you niggas do is grab one of them hoes in Chicago, send them up to him, and let him clap cheeks for like 3 days. Y'all should send the baddest bitches in Larry Hoover room and let him clap for like 2 weeks straight and then come outside, bro. I bought me a key to slip and slide with the wifey. Hey, come on, man. The kiddie pool. Diddy, thank you, bro. I'm trying to say, man, y'all trying to lock Diddy up. Diddy out here re-sparking marriages, man. Diddy out here, Hoover is who the CIA wants to use. That's crazy if he got out and he's about to be like some CIA operative, man. I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, man. Larry Hoover probably got a little, you know what I'm saying? You got to rehabilitate that man. First thing you're gonna do to rehabilitate a man is throwing some cat. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if I was locked up, I hope Rob, if I was locked up, Maul, Corey, I'm hitting y'all on purpose. Who else? Shakiria. Niggas I know personally. I talk to y'all on the phone. I get, knock on wood, I get locked up or something for about 4 to 5 years. When I come home, I need 3 bitches and 2 new sweaters. Okay? Tony bought me 2 new sweaters. I need 2 new sweaters and about 3 bitches off the dribble. Y'all got me fucked up. Leasing Hoover to the slums like throwing out Demolition Man, telling him TUC to wipe his ass and be headset to clap cheek. Man, listen, man, I hear what you're saying, but I really do think that Larry Hoover still has somewhat of gang influence in Chicago. And I think that, I don't know if he call it truce, I don't know if Larry Hoover can call it unity or something, but I really do feel like people need to support Larry Hoover. People need to pour into Larry Hoover, and people need to protect Larry Hoover to see the rest of his life that whatever wrongs he did to keep him in prison, he can spend the rest of his life making those wrongs right by any means necessary. You know, I really do believe that, man. I really do believe that. Hey, I might get a new Twin Peaks. I might get a new camera for this, because I understand what you're saying about the quality. We'll see. The YNs may see Hoover as a meal. I think this might be the first time the YNs gonna have to fall in rank, man. If Hoover come home, the YNs gotta fall in rank. Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I even say take that when I bust. It's crazy, sir. It's crazy. We gonna call the Freako to your house. When the black Diddy vans pull up to your crib, they ain't pulling up, they ain't coming outside the baby oil. So I hope he has more of an impact than Meech when he gets released. I hope he does too, Trevor Jackson. I hope he has a bigger impact than Meech too, because at the end of the day, Meech sold drugs and apparently he snitched to get out. You know what I'm saying? If that's the two things you did, I can't really say that we should be celebrating you. I should say it is what it is at that point. So I definitely understand what you're saying. And prison peen is a no-no. I feel bad for stripper 304. Don't have the right to refuse service. I don't feel bad for strippers in 304s because obviously you're doing what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel I actually champion strippers 304s. I feel like if it wasn't for strippers 304s, I don't know where society would be at right now. Everybody has a job. Everybody got to take your risk. Hey, every time the plug go meet somebody new, he can get locked up. Every time the plug go get a new client, that client could be the police. So sometimes it's like niggas who go off to the military. Everybody in America, everybody in life has to sacrifice a little bit, whether it's your freedom, your comfortability. Everybody got, especially if you're doing the underworld, everybody got to sacrifice a little bit to get ahead, a little bit to get a lot. Everybody got to give some ass to get some ass. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But 304 strippers, you got to do what you got to do. And I can't hate because, I don't see a bunch of niggas who don't get education and a bunch of niggas who don't got their life together that can do, I'm just going to start selling meat. I'm going to start selling, dick out here in these streets to pay rent, or I'm going to start stripping to pay rent. Niggas can't do that. Niggas got to go rob something. Niggas got to go hit a lick, sell a brick. So I can't feel bad for 304s. It's enough simps who are paying for 304s through the computer without any type of physical touch. So, it is what it is. I feel like all these guys will want to do when they get out is party like it's 1979. Yeah, but the drugs ain't even the same. And the people ain't the same. You going to party with a bunch of kids? I don't even think he wants to party. I think he's probably missed his family so much. I think he just wants to honestly rehabilitate himself and reacclimate himself into society. I don't even think he remembers what a party was in 1972, 1973. That's how Alpo got being frivolous, trying to relive the youth. See, that's different. Alpo was on lockdown for like 20, 30 years. Alpo, they made a movie. We don't have a Larry Hoover movie with a rapper playing him to immortalize a Larry Hoover like that. Cameron played this nigga and paid in full. Niggas been talking about Alpo for years. You know what I'm saying? Alpo thought it was 87 again. He was a 300ZX. You know what I'm saying? Listening, Don't Disturb This Groove and everything. That's when he got pop, 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 pop. That's when they popped him. You know what I'm saying? Because you right here, right around on a Ninja Kawasaki thinking, you got the SOS band playing in the back of your ear. No one's gonna love you the way I do. Nobody. Bow! They blew his shit up. They bow! Blasted his shit because you slipping. You think it's 88. Niggas put the switch on. Nigga put the switch on the Glock. Bow! Blew that nigga shit up on Halloween. Got him. So, yeah, that's what happened to him. I'm from Chicago. GD's acting like the Bulls won another ring. Hey, what they say? They didn't let the GDs in the dough. Hey, they didn't let the GDs in the dough. Hey, I feel you. Hey, listen, man. My niggas from Chicago, I already know what time it is, man. I know niggas is celebrating. I hope Chicago gangs can lay down the guns and pick up the sweaters. And every Chicago gang should be donating 2 new sweaters to Larry Hoover, man, on phone them, dog. That's on Lord. That's on Lord, dog. Y'all playing. Hoover needs to learn to code. Bro, who said Hoover needs to learn the code in here? The hell y'all talking about, man? This is why I can't fuck with y'all. Y'all talking Hoover needs to learn how to code. What? It's over. You trying to get this nigga a job? A job doing what? Coding? Bitch ass nigga, you better remember the Morse codes you was doing in solitary confinement, motherfucker. We don't need you on no computers and laptops. That ship has sailed. That ship has sailed. Thank you. What McChilson said, 50 years who done missed out on the birth and the evolution of hip-hop, and you talking about some goddamn code, nigga. Man, watch out, dog. Watch out, man. But yeah, listen, Hoover done missed out on hip-hop. That's what I said, the difference between Alpo and Hoover. Alpo, everybody who, I won't say everybody, but it's a lot of people who was outside when Alpo got locked up that are still outside now. It was a lot of people. It's a lot of things that Alpo was still trying to relive. You can't relive shit from 1972. You can't relive shit from 73. I can live through. I can act like it's 87 again. I can act like it's 88, 89 again. I can't act like it's 1974 again. I'm sorry. All them niggas is dead in a retirement home, one foot in the grave, your teeth is out. It's still some grown and sexy clubs. Niggas from the 80s, you know what I'm saying? You know who was on the coke. You know what I'm saying? It's still some grown and sexy clubs to go to, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But it's you, nigga, you talking about 50 years ago. Nigga, 50 years ago, nigga, wrap that shit up. Ain't no hoes, ain't no clothes, ain't no dope, ain't no smoke. Nigga, you need to be going on a rehabilitation tour with the nation and the GDs. 50 states. Saving America, saving the youth. That's what we need to see from Larry Hoover. We need to see this nigga saving the motherfucking youth. Salute to everybody from TikTok watching, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is my first day going live on TikTok. My TikTok is going crazy. I was doing some clip farming the last month and doing a lot of it on TikTok, and they finally let me go live. And I think if I go live like every day for 30 days on here, something like that, for like 30 minutes a day, then I can get to the paid partnership program on here too. So then I'll be getting paid from YouTube and AdSense checks and on TikTok. I don't know how TikTok pays or dishes out money, but to be getting paid from both those platforms will be an accomplishment. So I will appreciate that. Carlton Way, yeah, this shit's crazy. Yeah, that's what Alpo said. And quote, Alpo said he loves a fat butt boy. That's what Alpo said. And he wasn't locked up for no 50 years. So if Alpo likes fat butt boys, then I mean, I ain't gonna put it past Larry Hoover. But even if Larry Hoover does, hey man, that's none of my business. How are you gonna save the youth? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to save the black community that you have had a hand in poisoning over time in cities like Chicago? You know what I'm saying? Robert, they wilding here, Rob. They wilding here, Rob. You might need to come in on camera, Rob. They wilding, man. Niggas out of pocket. Okay, we got a couple in here. Okay, I see y'all on. I see y'all. Okay. Yeah. Who is that? Yeah, I see y'all on here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we are definitely on TikTok. Doing it big, man. We doing it big, man. One day, you know, I'm gonna figure out how to put this shit on StreamYard, but salute everybody in here. Like I said, somebody else, I command you to heal. He probably will have a podcast to our Charleston White. He's gonna be fine. They're gonna pimp him out by taking a percentage, though. I mean, anything he can do that can benefit himself, his family, and the greater black community, I hope Larry Hoover can accomplish, man. Because like I said, I'm not from Chicago. I'm not a part of the gang culture and whatnot, but I really do hope that we can have a positive influence on what he does and what he represents. And the type of people that still look up to Larry Hoover, I just hope he can lead those people in the right way. Martin Luther King was dead only a few years when Hoover was locked up. That's what I'm saying, man. That probably wasn't a coincidence. All that for gas money on TikTok. Yeah, hey, nigga, hey, we going through a financial recession. Everybody out here crying till they broke, nigga. I'm on TikTok, X, and motherfucking YouTube right now, nigga. We are getting the bag in real time. We on live right now, nigga. I ain't playing. I ain't about to be out here talking about I can't pay rent, nigga. Nigga, what you talking about, nigga? Yeah, gas money, rent money, electrical money, whatever money that can come through. Hey, man, call what you want. I know we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get this bag on TikTok like we're doing on Instagram and YouTube. Yeah, yay. What's it? Yay, free Moon. Yeah, salute. Yeah, Muma Abdul Jamal. That's what I'm trying to say. We have real political prisoners that are locked up that should be freed. And niggas is talking about Hoover. And I salute Hoover, but don't let people play in your face as if there weren't people who actually fought for black liberation that are locked up and that have died in prison. You know what I'm saying? For black liberation, not because they're gang leaders, not because they call it bodies and because of hip hop, niggas is trying to remix the sauce. Nah, like real shit. Let's really have a conversation about a lot of the other people who risked their lives, sacrificed their lives, martyred themselves in order for Black progress. Those are the people that we should not forget about. Say, is recession everybody broke? Yeah, right now it seems like everybody broke. I've had more people ask me for money. It's people asking for money that have never asked for money before. Okay, every time I ain't talked to somebody a long time, they ask me how I'm doing. I'm doing terrible. I tell everybody I'm doing terrible. Life's fucked up. The light's about to go out. Goddamn, I'm having a terrible time. Anything I can tell you to refrain from you borrowing money from me, I'm gonna tell you. All right, I'm gonna tell you I'm broke. Don't ask me for shit. Promise you. And YoungBoy, speaking of people who got free, we got my dog NBA YoungBoy outside. He announced his tour. Everybody about to be there. It's about to be a movie in the city. I'm so happy YoungBoy's coming to Jacksonville, because if there's one thing I know is that NBA YoungBoy in Jacksonville, Florida, man, ain't a niggas don't play by YoungBoy here. It's like Bootsy 2.0 down here. So Trump pardons NBA YoungBoy during clemency spree. And I'm gonna read. Don't tell me I gotta pay. Okay, cool. Let me get this down. Donald Trump has pardoned NBA YoungBoy Born Cantrell Gaulden among a slew of other pardons Wednesday. I did not do the pardon application, but can confirm he was pardoned. Drew Finling, an attorney for Gaulden, tells Rolling Stone. I want to thank President Trump for granting me a pardon and giving me the opportunity to keep building as a man, as a father, and as an artist. YoungBoy wrote in a statement posted to Instagram stories today. That's Wednesday. This moment means a lot. It opens the door to a future I've worked hard for, and I'm fully prepared to step into this. In December 2024, the rap star pled guilty to one count linked to his 2020 gun possession arrest in Louisiana and a separate count tied to more recent gun charge filed in Utah. YoungBoy was sentenced to 23 months in a federal prison with credit for time served dating back to at least May 2024, when he was taken into custody following a raid on his Utah residence. On April 16th, 2024, the 24-year-old YoungBoy was arrested in what prosecutors called a fraudulent prescription drug ring, where he was on house arrest in Huntsville, Utah, for federal weapons charges. 10 days later, additional charges related to the prescription fraud case were filed against him, including a second-degree felony count of possession and dangerous weapon by restricted persons, and two Class A misdemeanor accounts of distributing a controlled substance. YoungBoy admitted in a plea agreement that he was a felon in possession of a Masterpiece Arms 9mm gun and a .45 caliber Glock Model 21 pistol when he was arrested filming a music video outside of his grandfather's house in Baton Rouge, September 28th, 2020. The artist also said that he knowingly possessed the Sig Sauer 9mm semi-automatic pistol found in his Utah home, where he was serving house arrest related to this pending Louisiana case. Last month, local news reported that YoungBoy returned to Utah after serving his time in federal prison. The president granted a slew of other pardons on Wednesday, including reality TV stars Julie and Todd Chrisley, who were convicted of conspiracy to defraud banks out of more than $30 million in 2022. He also commuted the sentence of Gangster Disciples founder, like we said before, Larry Hoover, who was convicted of murder and then later several federal charges, and he was serving a life sentence in a Colorado prison. Trump also guaranteed clemency for former GOP Representative Michael Grimm, who pled guilty to felony tax fraud and served 7 months in prison. Former Connecticut Governor John Rowland, the Republican, was found guilty of political corruption. Charges was convicted in 2 separate federal cases. So yeah, man, Trump is letting niggas get off, man. If you wasn't talking crazy, Trump probably gonna let your ass go home. Until suit him. Tell him the IRS busting the door down looking for their get back. Facts. Boosie Wipe Me Down was damn near 50 years ago. Please DM. Yeah, for sure. DM me on high_life. I'm gonna put it down here. DM me here because I can see if I can answer it now while I'm on live. Because I got my phone on TikTok live. But let me go ahead and put this is my IG tag. So if you need DM me, just DM me on IG. I could probably open up on one of my windows on my MacBook. So let's get that cracking. YoungBoy was pardoned. Oh, let me see. Might have hit me in the private chat. No. Okay. YoungBoy's pardoned because he's still a useful tool for white supremacy. I mean, you could say that. You could say that. I'm not going to argue that, but I'm just happy that, you know what I'm saying, he can probably, you know, get past this in his life. He doesn't have to, you know, be held back because of what happened and everything. Like I said before, I want to pull up this Angela Stanton tweet really quick, because Angela Stanton King is somebody who was always on the Trump side because Trump pardoned her a few years ago, and she's been loyal to Donald Trump. And she says that Trump and Alice Johnson, let's not forget about Alice Johnson. That was probably the woman, and I'm going to look up Alice Johnson. I'm pretty sure she was the woman who probably pressed forward for YoungBoy to be pardoned. So let's look up Alice Johnson real quick, and let's put a face on this lady, on this woman real quick, because we got to show love. Everybody wants to show love to Trump. Salute Trump. She's a BBC hater. I don't know who is, and I don't know who's one of those, but let's just show love to Alice Johnson. Let's show love. Alice Marie Johnson is a Black woman. Let's read her shit. Alice Marie Johnson is an American criminal justice reform advocate and former federal prisoner. Wow. She was convicted in 1996 of her involvement in a Memphis cocaine trafficking organization since life imprisonment. She got out in 2018 after serving 21 years by President Trump, granting her clemency, thereby commuting her sentence effective immediately. And Trump, this year, February 20th, made her the administration's pardon czar. So salute. Let me see this FBA. Is she FBA? Born in Miss, hey, FBA all day. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Alice Marie Johnson, FBA. Salute to the Black woman who put boots on the ground, supported, and got these niggas off of penitentiary plantation. Salute to these Black women right here. I'm not gonna put that on the screens right there, but salute to all, like I said, all the women who actually did what they had to do, to like I said, Angela Stanton King, Alice Johnson, 2 Black women now. Gotta give them their props. 2 Black women who did what they had to do to get these guys where they need to go. So we gotta, like I said, we gotta salute them. Like I said, we got the NBA YoungBoy statement real quick. Let me put that up on here. Present, share screen. Wow. So this is the official NBA YoungBoy statement right here. I want to thank President Trump for granting me a pardon and giving me the opportunity to keep building as a man, a father, and an artist. This moment means a lot. It opens the door to a future I've worked hard for, and I'm fully prepared to step into this. Big thanks to the partners are Miss Alice Marie Johnson for fighting for second chances for so many people, and to my lawyer, Brittany K. Barnett, for being in my corner and all of your hard work to make this possible. And thank you to everyone who believed in me. I'm grateful, I am focused, and I'm ready. Ken Trail, at Real Donald Trump, from the NBA YoungBoy's official account. Salute, man. Salute the YoungBoy, salute everybody. I just got the #1 gifter badge. Okay, I'm getting badges. Okay, I'm getting some things on TikTok right now. Let's go. Another badge. I'm getting some badges on TikTok. It's kind of dope. All right, man. So I don't know if there's anything else we need to cover, because I do have some more topics about this, but at the same time, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be streaming live. Let me move this real quick. I'm going to be streaming live every day. Okay, every day on TikTok, at least 30 minutes a day. I'll be streaming every day live on YouTube and X. If it's a certain topic, something goes live, I'm just going to go live the minute it goes, so we can have these conversations, so we can have these type of, discussions live. I love the fact that Two-Tone tapped in. Anybody else wants to tap in, feel free to. Salute to Black women. Glad she free, but make better clemency decisions, lady. That's funny. Hey, listen, man, one step at a time, bro. One step at a time. She got Larry. Come on, bro. She got Larry Hoover out. We got to give her props, bro. We got to give her props. She got Hoover out. She got YoungBoy free from clemency. So, just making sure you see everybody in here. So I just want to say thank you to her. Thank you to Trump. Blessings to Hoover's family. Blessings to YoungBoy's family. Blessings to the GDs on Phonem out there in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That's on, that's on Lord. That's on whatever we want to put on. That's on y'all. And we'll be back a little later, man. Salute. This Perspective Facts podcast. We'll be chopping up these clips and they're going to be hitting the net by 9 p.m. on the shorts on TikTok, YouTube, and X. And you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Be safe. I will see you guys a little later. Peace out.